everybody, so today we are doing a new kind of build tutorial. I'm not going to be speeding this one up and adding music to it. I'm going to be talking you guys through all of the decisions I make and how I solve all of the issues I end up facing. This is a redo of the small castle video. So the first step, let's see, in doing any build is finding a good location, and this one is here. 37.5 by 45-ish. 45.1, depending on where you are on this bluff. But this is it. This is our site that we're choosing. And the next step is we're going to have to clear all this stuff. We got to get rid of all the trees and all the rocks, at least in the area we think we're going to be building in. So I'll bring you guys back as soon as I'm done doing that. And we're back. I've cleared everything off this point except for that rock over there, which I'm using as a reference point for my old build so I know where I'm going. But other than that, everything is off this except for the bushes. And now we can start. So our first step is figure out where we're going to start. I'm starting over here by this rock. I'm going to lay down a triangle foundation. Then we're going to make a circle of triangle foundations. Off of that, we are going to place square foundations, just like this. And then in the empty spaces, we're going to fill those with triangles. This is how you build what I refer to as a medium circle. I mean, you can obviously make it larger, but that's what we're going to be using for this build. I think we're going to be going this direction. Now we are going to go off of this 10 foundations. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And when we get to the end here, we're going to be going in with a triangle, because that's going to pick up our shape from there. And we'll build our inner circle from here, give us a reference point. And it looks like because of elevation changes, we can't go off here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do ceilings instead. We might be able to fill the gaps. No, we're not even going to be able to fill those. So we'll finish the shape with ceilings. Maybe I can, yep, I knew I could get one there. Maybe I can get one here. Yep. And then we'll put walls down so that it's all solid. And there's our first length. Now we're going to go, I think we're going to go off this one here. Okay, we're going to start by doing a ceiling. Then I'm going to put a pillar in this ceiling, making sure it goes into the ground. You in, dude? There you go. Oh, really? Ark, I swear. Okay. Now that we've got a pillar in the ground there, I can come off that. That'll give me the foundational support. We're still going to ceilings. So that's 3. Each arm of this castle is 10 foundations. So 4, 5, 6. And we're going to have to do it again. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, how do I make all that straight? I'm just going to go over it with walls. I mean, with ceilings and then walls. So, ceiling, 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 ceiling. Wrong one. And then we need some walls. Now that that arm is done, we're going to do this medium circle. And yeah, I can't see. I gotta pick up some of these bushes. Alright, now I can see. We've got our next small circle done. Alright, now we've got our next small circle done. Off that, we are going to go another line of 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 10 foundations. All of this is going to be walled. It'll all come out even in the end. From here, I'm going to lay down a triangle. Interesting. I'm going to put a pillar there for foundational support. And build our small circle. And for some reason now I can snap. Couldn't a minute ago. Pick this up. we're going to do the same on the other side. Come off here, 10. And now we've made a small circle on this side. I had to use a ceiling right here. Another foundation wouldn't go, and I put a pillar there because if you put a pillar here, you can line up. I realize I probably should have spoken about this earlier. Here, let me pick this up and we'll do that again. So, in order to get this guy down, lined up with everything else in the correct place, first you put a ceiling, then you do a pillar, and with the pillar in, I'll be able to put another foundation right off of where that next one would be, which would be in this spot. I mean, it'll snap here anyway because there's ones next to it, but here, let me pick these guys up so you can see what I'm talking about. So, now there's nothing around it to snap to, and you can see what I mean. There's a pillar in. If I put a foundation there, it just snaps to where the next one would be in the line. So we are still on line. But I'm going to put a triangle one there instead. And it's as easy as that. So now we're going to snap there, and fill that back in. We're going to put walls here. And we're going to pick this guy up. We don't need him anymore. Ah! We do need the walls and stuff. Alright, that's our 5 outer points. And I cannot go straight from this guy here all the way across. It's going to cut the corner a little bit. And the reason is triangle foundations misalign with regular foundations by about a half a foundation. So over this big a distance, there's going to be some discrepancies. So what you want to do is you want to start over here on this side. Because if we start on this end, it'll run toward the outside of that circle. If we start on that end, it's going to cut toward the inside of the circle. Looks a little bit better if we do it this way. So we're going to start with the wall. We're going to put a ceiling, and then we're going to put a pillar. And off of here, we're going to run ceilings. until I can put a pillar again without it going under the ground. Now I can pick this pillar up or put a foundation again without it going under the ground. I'll probably be able to go off that guy. So now I don't need any of these ceilings or, not the foundation, the pillar. Well, I'm going to have to pick the foundation up. Pick pillar up. And we're going to keep going all the way across. We're just going to keep this going all the way across. I'm not expecting it to line up perfectly because of the triangle half foundation. But, as you'll see, it will intersect. Now we just put some walls down. And there's the outline of my castle, complete with elevation changes at that point, and that point. You can see them all there. Everything's lined up. And when we're done with the build, you're not even going to notice it. So now what I need to do is find the center of this front. By the way, you can do any shape you want. I just like this shape. I'm going to say that these two right here are the center. It's not going to be exactly center because the triangle foundations that we used in the build are going to throw that off a little bit. I think this front section is 21 foundations long. So just get as close to the center as you can. Man, I hate when that happens. Give that back to me. Yes, there. Alright, and those are to snap our gate to. We want to snap a gate down. It's easier than trying to line it up. And with fence foundations, we can just snap it in really easily. So there's our gate in, and now we just need to wall it. Now for this particular build, I didn't do this on the last one, but on this one, we're going to use large walls. There are 4 walls high, which is what we want, at least across the front, to match the height of the gate. And everything else will be modified to match. You'll see what I mean. Over there, that'll be 5 walls high. But let's go through and start snapping some walls in. And I'll bring you guys back as soon as I'm done going all the way around the outside. So now I've filled in the 1 wall difference. It's all even across the top except for this little corner tower over here, and I'm not going to let that bother me. It's just a little bit off. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the inside walls up. So let's start on that. I'll bring you back when that's all done. And there's our outline all done. Now we're just going to ceiling across the top of it and add our house and our stairs. And we'll pretty much be done. So let's start doing that. Ceilings. Alright, now we've added ceilings to the top. They're all even with each other, leaving just this little tiny lip of wall over here, and that's from that ceiling piece we put down right down there. I probably could have dropped it just a little bit, and that would have fixed that. But I'm not really going to worry about that in the end. Now we have to put door frames across the top. So let's put in our door frames. And now we've got our door frames all the way around the outside. We're going to do the same thing all the way around the inside. Oh, and I added ceilings across the top of the gate. Keep the door frames going across there. We're going to add the gatehouse in just a minute. I'll show you guys what that looks like. First, let's get the rest of these door frames in. Oh, and over here, I made the door frames to the top of the ceilings, so you don't even notice a height difference in the door frames. That all just goes away. So let's finish. And our inner door frames are all in place, and I just realized I want the towers to be one wall higher than the rest of the structure, so I'm going to replace those door frames with walls and sealing it off one level higher and then door frame from there. We'll do that right now. Yeah, that looks better. One wall higher than the rest. And now we're just going to do that to the rest. Okay, now I've made all the towers one wall higher than the rest of the castle itself, and it's time to add some stairs. So we're going to come along here. First of all, we want to weigh up for each one of these. So let's do that. Now, you can see if I tried to add stairs over here in this corner, they would not line up correctly. So the way we're going to fix that is we're going to put a wall there. We're going to snap our stairs to it. And we're going to ceiling there. We're going to replace this with a wall. And then I think we're just going to go along and fill in all these side bits with the angles. Alright, now all of our tower corners have stairs going around so we can walk the entire circuit. And now we're going to put rails on. Rail that off. Might as well rail that. And we're just going to do them all that way. Again, if you're getting this and you can't get the right snap point, R1 will cycle it for you. Okay, we're done with the walls. Now we want to get a set of stairs up on the inside to get up to the top of the walls. And for that, we're going to do this. And stair down. I like to always have rails. And now that that's railed, we're going to wall down. I'm going to use single walls for this just for the most control. And I don't think we can snap the large walls off of the bottom like that. So we're just going to do this. Fill in the bottoms. And now I want to fill in that. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to put a ceiling here. And we're just going to use a combination of walls. So now we've got our staircase in, a way up and a way around all of the walls. Now we're going to build the manor. That's going to go right there, and that's going to be a 4x8 foundation. So let's get the first one in. That'll be there. There's our 4x8 foundation. I'm going to put a door in. I like to go with double doors. I think we're going to start there. We'll put our door in. And we're going to have a second store. The other door is going to be up there. So now let's go ahead and start putting walls in. Alright, we've got it all walled off. I used single walls in case I want to replace any of these with windows. I wouldn't be able to do that if I had used large walls. The downstairs is going to be 2 walls high, so I'm going to add a ceiling over here to the outside. This is my staircase. Now we're going to wall this off, make it look nice and finished. Can we get under? There we go. And we're going to rail it. Add our door. And now we're going to ceiling this off. Alright, we've added our ceilings. Now we just need to put a roof on this. So we're going to come here to the outside. And do that. And I'm going to do the exact same to the other side. And now we're just going to put slopes across the top. Alright, the slope ceilings are up. And now all we have to do is put a couple of fireplaces inside, maybe paint the roof, add furniture, things like that. So let's add one. Okay, the castle is basically done with the manor house and its fireplaces. It's 2 stories, and we're going to want a well. So in order to do that, I'm going to come over here right next to the house. I'm going to put a pipe intersection down. And then I'm going to snap a water reservoir off of it. Now, I could put more than one. I could build a water tower. But for now, we're just going to put the one. You can't put those down unless they snap to an intersection first. So then I'm going to put a vertical out of the middle of it, attach a tap to the top of it, and the next time it rains, that'll fill up and start producing water. Alright, now that's just about everything except for, I forgot the gatehouses. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here. And starting with a triangle on the end and alternating triangles and squares. and then fill in the gap with triangles. We are then going to do the same thing on the other side. And now we're just going to wall that and ceiling across the top. So let's do that. Wall. Now we've walled that off. Now we've walled those off and ceilinged them. We're just going to door frame across the top. Pick up our inner door frames. We don't need these anymore. Now we've got our gatehouses done. You could hollow those out. You could put windows for firing out of them. You could add access from the inside. You could make each one of these towers a room. It's up to you how you want to detail it in the end. This is just the skeleton. I'm going to go ahead and add a paint job to the ceiling to finish this off. Okay, so to paint the roof, I've got a brush. I've got forest green paint. We're going to slap at the roof. We're going to go region 1, apply paint. And then I'm going to do that to all the rest of these pieces. And that's it. As easy as that, you've got yourself a castle. Hope you enjoyed the build. Like and subscribe for more. See you in the next one, everybody. Bye.